Okay, we're going to call the Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting to order for April the 25th, 2017. Tonight, I'm going to ask Alderman Barnhill if he would offer an invocation, and I'm going to lead the Pledge of Allegiance. So, please stand.
Would you bow, please? Heavenly Father, we come to you in prayer today and tonight, thanking you for this opportunity of gathering together and meeting, because we realize that we are truly a blessed country with the freedoms that we have. We know that there are many places and many countries that are suffering turmoil now that don't enjoy the freedoms that we enjoy. We ask that you give our blessings to your blessings to the soldiers that are in the foreign countries that are protecting the freedoms that we have. We know that there are these difficult times to have separation of families, but we ask that your blessings be with them and their families. We also ask your blessings upon each of us as aldermen as we make decisions tonight that affect the direction of the city of Franklin. Give us the spiritual wisdom and guidance. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The next item on the agenda is an opportunity for citizens to make comments for items that are not on the agenda. I have two citizen comment cards here tonight. The first one is from Ireland McHouse.
Yes.
McHone, I'm sorry, come up. We're going to give you 2 minutes. Yes, ma'am. Come right to the podium.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes,
A
ma'am.
little bit loud. Okay, I will, so if I can go under 3 minutes, I will. I just wanted to address, would it be this?
Board of Mayor and Alderman.
Yes, okay. I've had some situations here in town, and I live in the city of Franklin, by the way, and with police officers here, innuendos sexually, with citizens telling me afterwards they will not arrest anyone, like kids and citizens in town that say they won't arrest anybody. Even after making these complaints, I've told the police department, they tell me they will arrest people. They do not. I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. And also, another note would be, after this has escalated and the officers have addressed me and actually come up to me and done these things with the city of Franklin, and I do not take this lightly. I did everything possible that I can do right now. That's why I came here tonight. And I don't want it to happen anymore because it's escalating, and everywhere I go, I find an officer, and they're looking at me, and they're staring at me, and they're doing things like that still and laughing at me. And I have 4 boys that live in this town, and it's with me, but I am concerned about my boys too, because like I said, it is escalating, and now even citizens are doing this because the problem is not being addressed and taken care of. So I don't know what to do after this point, but I know what you told me.
Okay, and I think we discussed before the meeting, if it's okay, I reveal that
Yes.
Mr. Stuckey is going to, he has your phone number, and he's going to contact you as
Yes,
far
sir.
as our normal processes for investigating concerns from citizens, and I'll turn that over to Mr. Stuckey, and we'll
Okay.
go from there.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Lauren Lexa, come on up.
Hi, Lauren Lexa, live on Skylark Court, Boyd Mill Estates subdivision, here to talk about the Water and Sewer Department, the excellent Water and Sewer Department. Middle Tennessee Electric is in the process of replacing all the underground lines in my subdivision. It's been a very long process. As part of that process, early April, they hit an unmarked city water line that's called a blow out line. I started to say blow off. It's blow out line that the city didn't know was there. My neighbor who lives next door called me at work and said, "Oh my God, your yard is flooded." And she sent me pictures, and it was rather dramatic. But the city came right out and they fixed it. I called and talked to Brad Furline, and he backed me off the edge of living on waterfront property suddenly, told me it wouldn't impact my water bill, and said the great thing was, now that they knew they had this line to flush out the line on my street, we would have great clean water. That night I got home, turned on 3 faucets, kitchen sink, 2 bathrooms to let the sediment flow out, flushed toilets. For more than 30 minutes had coffee-colored water. Then my tub started gurgling and coffee-colored water came up in my bathtub. So I ran around and turned everything off, called Brad the next morning. I don't think he'd even had time to have his coffee or turn on his computer. And he said, it sounds like 2 problems, a water problem and a sewer problem. I'll send 2 crews out. And he did immediately. A neighbor called me and said, what is going on in your yard? I think everybody who works at the city is in your front yard. The water department had a much easier time. The sewer department did not. They were there all day. Brad called me back at 4:30. Now I called him again at like 7:45 and said the work was done. The power company had bored through my sewer line with their electric cables, and that's what was causing the backup. So the city sewer department had to replace 7 feet of sewer line. The fact that it impacted just me, nobody else on my street, with all of the projects going on in the city demanding the water and sewer department's attention, I was blown away that they immediately went out both times, that they immediately worked on it. I mean, for them to be there all day trying to fix a problem that was not caused by them, and then to call me and say it's done, I was blown away and very appreciative. And I don't know, especially that department, that they get a lot of compliments. But I wanted to come and tell you, you really have a great water and sewer department.
Thank you so much. Are there any communications with the Williamson County Commission tonight? I don't see anyone here. We'll move on to approval of the minutes from April 11th, 2017 work session and the April 11th, 2017 Board of Mayor and Aldermen. Is there a motion?
Move for approval.
Second.
Appropriate motion, seconded by Alderman Berger. Any discussion? Ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. I need to go down to the podium. Is Alma Rincon here? Okay. She had asked me to do this proclamation concerning a very rare disease. And this is concerning heterotaxy syndrome, which is a congenital disorder that affects the development, placement, and presence of internal organs. And whereas the public is unaware of heterotaxy syndrome, including many medical professionals, and whereas heterotaxy syndrome affects many body systems and requires a team of many specialists for treatment, and whereas families struggle to educate medical teams and are often the only common thread between medical specialties, whereas mortality is high, but due to a lack of tracking and research, the exact number are unclear, and whereas those with heterotaxy syndrome that survive to adulthood find their condition largely unknown to the community, whereas funding into causes and holistic treatment of heterotaxy syndrome are low. Whereas Heterotaxy Syndrome Awareness Day provides an opportunity for families whose lives have been affected to celebrate life and to remember loved ones lost, to honor dedicated health professionals, to meet others and know they are not alone. Whereas the establishment of Heterotaxy Syndrome Awareness Day will also provide the opportunity to share experience and information with the public and media to raise public awareness about heterotaxy syndrome. So now therefore I proclaim Thursday, May the 4th as Heterotaxy Syndrome Awareness Day. And next we have a National Preservation Month proclamation. Oh, there's Amanda. Come on up. So, everybody knows Amanda, right? Must be doing good work. Yeah. Okay, whereas historic preservation is an effective tool for managing growth and sustainable development, revitalizing neighborhoods and fostering local pride and maintaining community character while enhancing livability and quality of life, and whereas historic preservation is relevant for communities across the nation, particularly Franklin, site of 7 local historic districts, 5 National Registry historic districts, and for all Americans of all ages, particularly the citizens of Franklin who preserve and support the Franklin historic districts and assets of our city, state, and nation. And whereas the preservation of historic architecture and landscapes helps define and promote Franklin's communal sense of identity, and whereas it is important to celebrate the role of history in our lives and the contributions made by dedicated individuals in helping to preserve the tangible aspects of the heritage that has shaped us as a people, whereas the National Trust for Historic Preservation created the Preservation Month program in May of 1973 to spotlight preservation efforts on a local, state, and national level. Now, therefore, I, Dr. Ken Moore, Mayor of the City of Franklin, proclaim May 2017 as National Preservation Month. Congratulations. And let's move up here for the picture. Let's move up here. Now, I'm going to turn it over to Amanda, as she has some special comments and maybe a presentation, huh?
Yes.
Good.
Thank you, everyone. In honor of National Preservation Month, the city is very excited to announce its 5th annual My Historic Franklin Photo Contest. We are partnering with local businesses like Grays on Main, Heritage Foundation, 10 Cottage, Convention and Visitors Bureau, and we're inviting amateur and professional photographers alike to submit photos of buildings and landscapes within Franklin that they find worthy of preservation. And we'll be offering photo contest prizes. We'll have a first place, which is a night on the town, sponsored by Grays on Main and the Franklin Theater. And we'll have a couple other prizes as well for 2nd and 3rd place. The participants just need to post their photos on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. They'll need to tag with hashtag MyHistoricFranklinPhoto, and then also tag the city of Franklin. We'll have all those guidelines posted on the website tomorrow morning. We'll begin on May 1st and run it through the 15th. And at the Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting on the 23rd, we'll announce the winners and show their photos. So I invite you all to share it, and we'll look forward to seeing some of our winning selections. Another great opportunity for this is, we'll post a number of the photos, 20, 25 photos on the magnetic wall at Starbucks as well, who's also another one of our sponsors.
Great.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Amanda. Okay, any other miscellaneous reports? Seeing none, we'll move on.
Yes, sir. Main Street Festival this weekend,
Yes.
Saturday and Sunday.
Okay. Other reports? Other
Shuttles
comments?
operate from, what's the People's Church now in Harlansdale?
Church of the City.
Church of the City in Harlansdale.
Okay. Good point.
Mr. Mayor, I want to just make a quick comment on two aspects related to our employee team, one of congratulations and one sad note. We did receive word today of one of our workers in building and neighborhood services, a plan examiner, Kelly Stone, passed away. So we just found that out suddenly today and are saddened by that, and keep Kelly and Kelly's family and friends and his colleagues here at the city in your thoughts and prayers. And I do also want to say a big thank you to our city team for the response on flood activity over the weekend. Police, fire, streets, parks, water management, all out there, all hours, doing what needed to be done to keep people safe and to work on issues. You know, we've talked a little bit about sewer tonight. I'll give you one example. J.R. Lee on the sewer team. I'm Smiley, as Brandy calls him. I think pretty much lived out at that construction site. I was there 5 different times from Saturday morning through Sunday evening, and he was there every time I saw him. I'm pretty sure he slept in his truck. So that's just one example of the kind of dedication our team puts forth, and I just didn't want the evening to pass by without saying thank you to all the efforts of our whole team to work through that. And we're glad there wasn't any property damage and other issues that can come with a flood. But it was a significant event, and our team responded well. Thank you.
And as I mentioned this morning, Eric had shared the information with me that the actual flows at the wastewater plant were very similar to the May 2010 flood, so it was a lot of water. So, okay, next is the consent agenda, and all items under the consent agenda are deemed to be non-controversial and routine in nature by the governing body, and they will be approved as recommended by committee or staff by one motion of the governing body, and we're considering items 12 through 21 tonight. So I would look for a motion, but I would point out that item 14 does not specify an option, so I hope we should pull
Move
that.
for approval and move for approval with pulling 14 off the consent agenda.
Seconded by Alderman Barnhill. Any discussion? Ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item number 5 is consideration of ordinance 2017-10 to set a new speed limit of 25 miles per hour on Captain Freeman Parkway in the Berry Farm subdivision, Rural Plains section.
Move for approval.
Appropriate motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alderman McClendon. Any discussion? Ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item number 6, consideration of resolution 2017-25, an initial resolution authorizing the city to issue general obligation bonds in amount not to exceed $28,500,000.
Move for approval.
Appropriate motion by the Vice Mayor.
Second by Ann.
I'm sorry,
Ann
Ann?
gave a
I didn't
second.
hear you. Seconded by Alderman Peterson. Any discussion? Ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item number 7, this is consideration of resolution 2017-24, resolution to issue capital improvement bonds in an amount not to exceed $28,500,000.
Move for approval. Second.
Appropriate motion by Alderman Peterson, seconded by Alderman Berger. Any discussion? Ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item number 8, consider resolution 2017-28, a resolution authorizing and providing for the financing of the construction of a wastewater facilities project, including authorizing the execution of applications, contractual agreements, and other necessary documents, and making certain representations, certifications, and pledges of certain revenue and connection with such financing for the water reclamation facility upgrades and expansion project with the State Revolving Loan Fund. Is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
Appropriate motion, seconded by Alderman Skinner, Alderman Barnhill. Open for discussion. Alderman McClendon.
I would move that we defer this matter to May 9th. My reasoning being that we're going to have some more information available to us between now and then, and we can't get on the May agenda for the State Revolving Fund anyway. But with the additional information that may be available to us by May 9th, things may become more, our path may become more clear.
I will second that, to move it on.
We already have a motion and a second.
Yeah.
So any discussion
Don't
on
play
the
Robert's
motion?
rules with me.
Discuss it.
Motion to,
No motion, no motion to defer, excuse me, can be discussed. Oh, okay.
right.
It's a merit deferral.
Seeing no discussion, ready to vote, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 7-1. So, item number 9 then is consideration resolution 2017-29, resolution to approve financing for the water reclamation facility upgrades and expansion project with the state revolving fund.
Same motion,
Same motion.
to defer to May 9th.
Second.
Appropriate motion, second. Any discussion on the deferral? None. Ready to vote? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item.
No.
I'm sorry. Passes 7-1. Excuse me for overlooking you, Alderman Skinner. Next is item 10, consideration resolution 2017-16, a resolution to approve a 3-year action plan for the CDBG consolidated plan.
Move for approval. Second.
Appropriate motion, seconded by Alderman Blanton. Any discussion? Ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item number 11, consideration resolution 2017-26, a resolution authorizing installation of no truck signs on East McEwen Drive from Cool Springs Boulevard to Wilson Pike.
Move for approval.
Appropriate motion by Alderman Berger. Is there a
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Blanton. Ready to, open for discussion. Any comments? Seeing none, ready to vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimously. Item number 14, consideration resolution 2017-27, a resolution to approve parking on Turning Wheel Lane from Liberty Pike to southern boundary of Liberty Park. And I'm looking for a motion that would,
I move for approval with option 2, as discussed in the CIC committee, and brought forth in discussion of our work session last night as well.
appropriate motion is second. Open for discussion.
Well, I mean, we discussed this. Staff is seeking direction from the board on how to proceed. At a minimum, we should move forward with option 3. Option 3 is 2,100. Option 2 is 140,000. Option 3 does accomplish some of the things that I think we were looking for to accomplish. And to be quite honest with you, I'm not going to support the $138,000 for what I view as striping on this area out here, and there may be some other things also. But I think option 3 would get us to a point where we would be able to evaluate and look at some of the things that their concerns were out there. So I would, I'll support option 3. I won't support option 2.
Alderman Berger.
Second, I guess.
I would just point out that
That wasn't excuse me a second, that wasn't an amendment, that was just comments, correct?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to amend, to option 3. See if we get a second on that.
I'll second for the purpose, at least for the purpose of discussion.
Appropriate amendment to consider option 3, and it's been seconded by Alderman Peterson. Any discussion on Alderman Berger?
I would point out that I've been meeting with the HOA presidents of 2 sections over there, and also numerous residents, and is totally supported by both HOAs for option number 2, because they are telling me, and I will agree, that what they are saying about option 3 is the only thing option 3 gives them exactly what they have now, with the exception of the putting the sign from the corner up 20 feet that says no parking from here to the corner. That's the only difference that will make, and it will not help the issue over there in the discussions I've been having with them, going on 4 years now.
What it does do, excuse me, Brian, what it does do is it gives you the site option and the site clearance that you can see when you pull out of the side streets. It gives you that 20 feet. You do not have somebody parked up against the intersection, they're blocking your view. That is a safety issue that we can address. And the other is just, it's elimination of parking, as I see it. So at one point in time, we were being asked to provide parking and forget the fact that they were parking in the bike lanes, and now we're being asked to reduce that parking at a cost of $138,000. I could understand why somebody would be supportive of that. I don't want to be too negative on it, but the HOA is not paying for it. The 71,374 taxpayers of the city of Franklin is the ones paying for that $140,000. So that's the reason. And I'll do the 3.
I'd like to make a correction on that figure,
Okay.
because I think that,
Ma'am,
Paul,
would you
Paul.
speak up a little bit?
Yes, I'm sorry. Paul, may I ask, Mr. Mayor, our city engineer, that we're not reducing parking by option 2, we're increasing parking. And we are striping the sections so people can properly park. How many options, option 2, how many parking spaces do we have in option 2? I believe it is 35?
38 total parking spaces.
It's not reducing parking at all. In fact, it's giving them proper parking spaces, also marked handicap spaces because we have numerous handicap over there, and that is also helping establish our requirement from the federal government for handicap parking as well.
Alderman Martin?
We talked about 2, and why did you change it to 3?
$138,000. $138,000, and what Alderman Berger just said was that it reduced or increased. It can't do either because it's not marked over there now, so you don't know how many parking spaces you have now, right? You know how many you've got now?
With option 2 and 3, you'll end up with the same number of parking spaces because essentially the no parking sign will go in the same location for both option, which says no parking here to the corner. So both options achieve the 38 parking stalls. The only main difference, as Alderman Berger pointed out, is the handicap parking is included in option 2.
Yes.
So for the
Which is
3,
needed.
excuse me. I just have a question. So there are 3 handicap parking places, is that right? And the striping? And that's gonna cost?
138,000?
There's 4.
That's correct. Option number 2 is
But it removes the bike lane as well.
$180,000. It removes the bike lane, or I'm sorry,
$140,000
total.
$140,000 total. It stripes the parking stalls and you lose the bike lane. Option number 3 is simply amending an ordinance and adding signs to the road.
But you're already parking in the bike lane now.
That is correct.
It's just not permitted.
You're not legally parked.
Okay, other questions?
Well, I mean, I'm
And-
saying, where does the money that's being spent come from? Because we've gotta do, I thought I counted 3
Handicap?
handicap parking places and striping. I just,
There's at
Oh,
least,
you got
there's
down
at
to
least
some.
3. Is
yeah,
there
yeah,
4?
sorry.
State your question.
Okay,
4.
I'm saying,
Isn't there?
so what's the $140,000 for doing 3?
It's gonna go to removing all the striping that's out there today, and then we're gonna restripe the road with a double
Oh,
center
okay.
yellow, and then stripe in the parking stalls. And then we're gonna retrofit handicap stalls on a block-by-block basis, basically, one on each block.
And do away with the bike lane?
And you would do away with the bike lanes for option number 2. Option number 3 is just to put out signs that say no parking from here to the corner, and simply amending the ordinance to legally allow parking within the bike lanes, although it is occurring today.
We still think 2, because that's what we talked about, Bev.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah.
Mr.
You got a question about the amendment?
Yeah, I have a question for you to clarify, which we're supposed to be providing handicap parking when we have people with handicap stickers that live there and need that. And we have federal laws. I remember when our former police chief walked that space with me and said, yes, we were not in compliance with the federal law to have those handicapped spaces for these people. And you had to have parking within 100 feet of their doors. So this also allows that to happen. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Okay, you ready to vote on the
I have
amendment?
one question. What did the committee recommend?
Option 2.
I'm not sure that we unanimously.
Were
Did
you on our
you
committee?
go to the you went to the workshop?
CIC. I'm the chairman of CIC, and it was recommended option 2 fully to the board after a long discussion of these options and these regulations and federal regulations as well with handicap. That's all.
Ready to vote on the amendment?
Amendment is, would you clarify that again, Mr. Mayor?
The amendment by Alderman Barnhill is to select option 3. Ready to vote? All in favor of the amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I believe that fails 5-3.
Can't be 5-3 unless you voted mayor. No, that's 5-3 is right. I've been up too long.
You need that nap.
I do need a nap.
You asked if it was
I'm
Tuesday,
struggling
too.
sometimes to count.
I don't even know
up
what
here,
day
I
it is.
agree, but-
He just asked if it was Tuesday.
So is my count correct? 5-4 and 3,
Yes.
5 against and
5-3.
3-4.
The mayors were correct.
Against?
Wait, again?
I know that.
Wait,
Oh, against?
Those opposed against,
Against the amendment now.
Against the amendment. yes.
I counted 5.
5.
And who got that one wrong?
Okay, we're back to the original
All right.
motion.
Yes, sir.
Any further discussion on it? You ready to vote on the original motion to accept option 2? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Who's going down swinging tonight, aren't you, Mike?
Passes 7-1. Is there a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Oh, good grief.
And who was the second?
I'll put it down. I'm second.
Alderman Barnhill seconded. All in favor say aye.
Oh, you got your charger, yay.
We told the police was still there. We didn't want you looking at us.
Did we have a threat and you were trying to keep us safe?
Always.
Y'all are waiting on pins and needles to find out if we're gonna do anything, huh?
Wait for the big announcement.
One of these days, there's gonna be a Perry Mason moment.
Okay, we're back from executive session. Are there any matters that need to be considered from executive session? Seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Alderman Berger. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
You're dismissed.